Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing? It's 7:25. It is the 24th of August, guys. We got a week coming here, man. All right. We're gonna see we're gonna see some we should see some change one way or another for sure. All right, so a lot to unpack here, so I'm gonna get right to it. One of the biggest things that we got coming here is we got Nvidia. Nvidia is going to report on Wednesday. All right, so the semis are on the ropes right now. As we know, they've been down and out. They're lower again this morning. Here I see AMD lower across the board. So we're really going to keep a close eye on the semis this week. And there's so much more going on this week. We got this tariff problem with Canada right now. So we'll see if we can get some kind of get this riff over and move on with these tariffs. Okay, so we got that cooking. We got Iran is not going to end anytime soon. Crude's a little lower this morning, so we'll just take it. If the crude's down, we like the crude down. Okay, I think everybody can agree with that. But still hostile all over the Middle East. So that continues to go on. We got Jackson Hole this week now, so we're going to see Kevin Wersch is going to talk on Friday. I hope he finally gives us some answers as to how he's going to get back to 2% on inflation. And we really didn't get too much out of that last meeting, and that's the reason why the market crapped out, because he didn't really come out and say what things are you going to do. Are you going to raise rates? Rates are going higher. All right. So that's we're going to roll right into the next one, right? Now we got 4.75 on the 10 years now, and they're rising. And we got a 30-year last week that was a high since 2007. Okay. Lots going on here. All right. So I think the biggest part of this week will be Nvidia. I think that's going to be the big show. I mean, it could be a fuddy duddy and not come out, but I don't know. With them being on the ropes like they are, it's going to be interesting to see how this is gonna shake out. All right. What else? Again, looking at that 10-year, so continues to climb, guys. 470 now, and again, we showed on that 30-year where we at six, basically six, a little higher than 6% right now. All right, so a little pressure, a lot of stuff going on for this week. Jackson Hole can sometimes be fireworks, and other times it can be just absolutely nothing. But a couple of years ago, we had a big splash when the Fed guy was talking, and the market made a big move to the downside. So I don't, if I knew the future, I wouldn't be here talking to you guys. All right. So that's what we got to unpack here today for this morning. So first off, let's start with Nvidia. I'm not going to get into too deep with it, but so 214.72. All right, so I'm just going to give you kind of some support levels and some resistance levels, so you kind of know where you're looking for. So on the downside for Nvidia, I got to go down to 210. All right, this is at what, 208.93. So somewhere inside this bar in here on the daily, my numbers are 210. All right, 210 to 214 on the support level side. Okay, so here's 210 right now on the daily here. Let's pull that up. All right, So I'm saying my numbers, these are my numbers now, from $210 to the downside. And we get somewhere in this range, right around in here. I could probably get a little bit closer. I'm going to stay with 210, 210 to the button here. All right, so 210 right here. All right, so coming maybe somewhere around this bar right here. All right, that's 210.50. Let's call it there. All right, and then to the upside from that move is 214, and that's where we are. We're basically where we closed out on Friday. So 214, and then baby break down to 210. I think we got. I'm giving you a $4, move here inside to see where Nvidia holds. All right, but I think 210 around that 50 number. We got to be careful if we start to watch those numbers, and that is on the support side. And then when we go back up, we got up to 227. It was a really big move to the upside. And 225 is where I live with Nvidia right here, coming up to the high of this guy right here, and that was dating back to the 12th of August. All right, so that's where I'm at. That's where I'm sitting at right now with 225. Okay, so 225 coming up to this guy right here, 225.16. Okay, and breaking down from there would be 219. Okay, so those are my numbers. That's where I live. That's where I don't know where you live or what you do, but 219 right inside this area in here where we're 219.70. Okay, so the resistance to the upside is that 219 to 225, and then coming back down is 214 back down to 210. All right, that's where I think Nvidia is going to be here. And we're going to test those numbers, and we'll see what comes of that. All right, so again, what is Nvidia doing here this morning right now? 214.39, so it's sitting right there at our number right now. It could break down to 210, but I think should get some support there, and then we'll see. I'd like to see some of these numbers get challenged just to see if I'm right or wrong, but we'll see about that. Okay, so Nvidia, you're going to report on Wednesday, and you could shake up everything here. All right, Marvel is going to report on Thursday. Okay, on Marvel. So looking at it right now, where are we here? Trading right now at 228.44. All right. So we're taking day down here with the move coming back down this morning because they are all lower here this morning now. All right. So let's see what we look at here. All right. So coming down here was a outside day down heavy. Pretty good volume selling on Friday as well. So you got some little action there. So on the downside on Marvel, I'm down to 245. All right. Hold on, is that right? No, that's my number to the upside. All right, so 245 in this area right here. I think you get some resistance at 245 right here, and then if we move up, I think it's like 252 is my number right up to the highs of that 252, 56. All right, so 252, 56 to the upside resistance, and then I'm giving you some room down there to go down to 245 and see if we can get through 245 and 252, and then we see if we start to move from there, and then coming back down on the downside, I got to go down to 233. I'm keeping these numbers pretty tight, and they're going to need to be tight for what's going on this week. All right, so to the downside right now on Marvel would be 233. All right, so inside yesterday's numbers. All right, so 233 to the downside, 233. All right, so here he is right in here. All right, right around yesterday's lows yesterday. And then if we break from there, we go back down to 230. And I think right around in this area in here, 227. I'm getting 230 here though. All right, so somewhere right around in this area here from the rim. These are very tight, and I gotta keep them tight because if we start to bust out of these either way here, we'll start to see if there's any movement going to come from that. All right, so Marvel, you will report on Thursday. On Thursday, all right. We got Nvidia on Wednesday. I'm not going to give you. I got some other guys. Some other ones that I'm looking at, but I just keep that in the Discord. We got. I give you a couple of them you can see, and these are the two most important ones, anyhow. All right. So what do we got this morning here? I guess on semis, we got to look at the king. All right. We know who the king is. SanDisk. All right, SanDisk. What you doing this morning here? SNDK. All right, so lower here, closed at 1569. We're back down to 1505. I think we have a decent support level at 1500. We're finally going to get to test it. If we break through there, you know, we could maybe get back into the 1200s. All right, my thoughts only. All right, 1505 though, hanging in there right now. Yesterday we finished with it. We were 2 day. We were 1-1 to finish the week. Okay, so this was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 1-1. Okay, and it looks like we're taking it down this morning at 1571 down to 1506. So moving lower here this morning now. All right, so we're going to be 212 back down, and we're going to be challenging. We're going to be looking to challenge 1500 and see what the weather looks like down there. All right, we definitely will. I think we will get to see what the weather looks like there. Micron, same thing here now. Micron was a downer day. It was higher, but it came back inside for the day here on Micron. So nothing actionable, except for the month here right now. You can't see that. Um, but you got an actionable on the month there. You can trust me on that one. Marvel is just 2 on the week here, and then that day that came back in. All right, so as you can see here, the 4 hour right now is already under duress, but it has been picking up a tad there. All right, so but 933.85, 933.85, we're breaking down, guys. All right, so we're going to be in this area right in here, a little gapper to the downside. The next move to break down would be 915 if Micron wants to get a little feisty and start going a little lower from there. So I think what I am going to be watching this week, for these few days, I'm watching Marvel, Nvidia, AMD, Micron, SanDisk, and Avgo. That's the only 6 I'm looking. I took Intel out of the pack. This thing's like trades like garbage. All right, so we'll see. We'll see what transpires with the semis here. It's it. It's it. It's like it's capitulation time. It's time to you know what, or get off the thing. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I hope there is some movement, and I hope we finally starting to find a way which way we're going to go. I don't care which way we're going at this point. I can buy puts. All right, I can buy puts. I can buy calls. All right, so we'll see about that. We'll see as this first day of the week here transpires. All right, so I don't want to go too much. It's when this is it for me right now with tech, but I think this is a big thing to be watching. Okay, and then we break into, and then we see XLY is a little bit better here, guys. I think it's been picking up here. The diamonds are better this morning. Okay, the diamonds had a big day on Friday, right? Yeah, it took a day up. All right, took a 2 day up. All right, and a little better here today. 532.94. No, 531. You're going to be inside day though. Okay, so AMD, I mean, I'm sorry, diamonds, you are going to be stuck inside day. We'll see what starts to transpire there. But I think the discretionaries are getting a little bit better here. They're 1790. They're close to where we closed on Friday, but it was a 2 day up, and the diamonds moved up, and I think the staples moved up for us too a little bit there. All right, so these sectors could fall apart in a second. But I think this group is getting a little better. Just a couple names that I kind of look at that looked kind of decent. We've been watching this McDonald's. It's still inside on the month here in red. All right. But it did put up a nice hammer for the week. All right, decent hammer for the week, and got a little momentum with the 3-2-1 going back up. And this morning, it looks like we're going to take that high 273.13. Oh yeah! So we got a 3-2-1-2 back up. All right. So McDonald's and looking good on your 4 hour and your 2 hour. They could crap out on us so easily, but McDonald's looking a little bit better. We'll see the diamonds are going to have to hold up, and that's just the way it is. Dillard's department stores. Here's another one. Better this morning, so it's got its head up here and it's willing to take a shot. All right. So some of these stocks don't even want to put their head over the hill. But Dillard's is saying, yeah, we'll stick it out there. Decent day yesterday. It was a 2-1-2 back up. Where's she trading right now? 621. All right, so you're going to still be inside day, but I think this group is a little better. And I saw some of the airlines are moving this morning. It's more industrial. Um, all right, but Delta is up this morning. All right, these have been down and out, as you can see, coming down from the dailies. I wouldn't be jumping into this trade wholeheartedly at this point. Still, the week, as you see, is week 82, so 83.31. You're going to be opening inside this week. You're going to be really trapped in there. The month is down heavy still. All right, but they're showing some spunk here this morning. I got the 4 hour up, and as you can see, I got that 2 hour movement here and a 1 hour, and we are taking up almost on every time frame, but we don't have the quarter, we don't have the month, we don't have the week, but we're going to have a green. We're going to have a new green. Well, we had a green day yesterday on Friday, but it kind of was a shooter back down. So airlines, I'm not going to get crazy about them. They've been beat down, okay, as you can see. So looking for that reversal, look for that triangle out again, all right, on the short terms, all right. But and then as if the week and the month starts to firm up, then we'll take a look at better at it. But right now, I wouldn't go chasing anything there, all right. So airlines a little bit better. I like my Jenny. I really like my Jenny, and I like the way it's coming in today here. So where you at right now? She's actually coming back in. So you got that 4 hour in there sticking its neck out. All right, and you got the 2 hour kind of sitting a bit. All right, so I'm looking for the 2-1-2 back up. The bigger picture here, guys, is 1373. All right, that's the highs that I'm searching for, and I'm in the stock. And there's been setbacks. Setbacks are going to happen. Okay, and then we'll see what happens with Jenny. I do like Jenny. I think Jenny and some of them other stocks are starting to get a little bit better now. DraftKings, these have all been beat up pretty good too. All right, so DraftKings been trying to get its act together here, and the month has gotten a little bit better as well. All right, so I love the hammer on the day. Maybe this thing can go higher here this morning. 26.24 trading just around yesterday's highs. This group is getting a little bit better here. All right, and Penn National Gaming had a nice day up. And there's your weekly kind of stuck in the middle indecision. All right, so don't get married to anything, but I would keep those in the idea. All right, and BJ's wholesale. Another one, man. Really gap her up at the 2 day upper on Friday, and looking a little bit better here this morning. You probably, what was interesting is that gap her up, and they weren't really selling. I mean, they really weren't selling too much into this thing. So, it's really going to be able to see what's going on here this morning. 97, it's 97.03 right now. All right, so that's taking day up again, 2-2 up. All right, BJ's a little better. All right, Ollie, get your adverb here, giving me a 2-1-2 back up, I think, right? 76.54, 77.37, yes, sir. 2-1-2 back up on Ollie. Watch Ollie and BJ's. Dillard department stores, McDonald's, maybe Starbucks starts to move. All right, so keep an eye on that group. Discretionaries. All right, probably going to get a little love here this morning just from the airlines for the industrials, which have been beat down. Okay, beat down, still down. Okay, now 180 and a quarter, 180 and a quarter. All right, you're gonna have to get through 180 and 26. All right, but you get the likes of the airlines coming back up. All right, so we'll see about that. And then I got to look at my staples. All right, staples acting defensively with the green month, kind of hammer. It's not my kind of hammer, but it's a hammer. Stuck in the middle on the week here, but I'm seeing more green. I'm seeing a lot more green. So I like more green. All right, so he said Mo Green coming back down here on the outsider right now at 86.40. 90's in the cards. Um, it's been having a rough ride. It's been having a rough ride. You see a lot of these long thin bars and stuff like that. So I like the hammer on the day, and it looks like 86.04, 86.41. We're taking day up. So watch your staples and watch your discretionaries. I wouldn't reach out for too many other ones on the other side there. What's going on with gold here this morning? Because this group has been just fabulous to the upside, as you can see. Where are we right now? Yesterday's highs were 424.74 or 427. Taking day up again on gold. So gold moving higher here. Probably going to be moving with his buddy silver. All right. 62.51. It closed at 62.72. So it's a little bit inside here to start the day. All right. And that is your XLB group on your materials. All right. This group has been good. As you can see, it was a 2-2 up gapper up on Friday. This group probably goes higher. Keep an eye on the emerging markets. We're watching these. I mean, there was a gap up, but they sold into that. But we'll see what happens with that. Emerging markets a little bit softer this morning, but we'll see about that one. All right. So semis, a couple other names here that are going to be kind of thrown in here is CrowdStrike went up and made the all-time high at 227.55, and boy did it back off when it hit that high, huh? So boom, you hit the high, you back down, you got a hammer coming back up on the day here this morning. I'm looking at that whole group, but I think CrowdStrike is kind of like the leader on that one. So we'll see if they can get back to their winning ways. PANW in good time too. You know what I mean? In good time. So you 3-4 days get away from you. It's just going to be it gets too hard to get back. You got a nice hammer on Palo Alto here, but not moving this morning, guys. We're going to be inside day here. All right. So that group. It's all tied in with tech on that move, so I'd be a little cautious there. A couple of other groups that I've seen that are in that discretionary, because I think this group is going to be it could be a good week. I'm spitballing here, but we'll see about this guy. All right, so a couple of them that were looking good here. But now General Motors is better here at 87.65. All right. Yesterday's highs were 88.41. We are cooking inside, getting in here, but be very careful with these, because with these tariffs in Canada, these things can go real bad. All right. So for right now, these have been moving good, man. I look at this week. I mean, this week is really nice by General Motors here. I mean, they all had a great day on Friday. Look at Toyota with the gapper up and holding up, right? Not even selling into it. Usually, when you get a big gap like that, you're going to see sellers come in, and say, hey, and I'm getting a nice boost here that we didn't see any selling pressure at all. All right. So Toyota coming back in a little softer here this morning. So probably need to take some of that back. But I think, again, I think these are ones that you got to be really close attention because news will break at any time, and this could really implement on the tariffs with Canada. All right, but Ford put up a nice day there. The month is inside in red. It's got a nice hammer on the week. All right, so that group is good, and Honda Motor Corp as well. See, Honda was another one with the gapper up and holding up. So automobiles, will they stay up? Will they get bit by the tariff, man? That's kind of the wild card for that one. Tesla, again, he's going to be in that group as well. 361 a little bit, 360 to 50 right now. So we try to get not a day with 366. We ain't anywhere near there. We're $4 lower right now. Tesla's been moving nice, but she's been she picked it up here on this 3 week was just real nice. That was a good move. You know what I mean? I'm thinking maybe there's maybe some more room to the downside. And again, be careful with those because they are going to be tied in to the tariff business. Okay. All right, we'll wrap it up and then I'll do the futures here. All right, Bitcoin, man, just a blaster. All right, so Bitcoin continues to move to the upside here this morning. We're up 2030, up 2.63%. BlackRock keeps selling it, or so they say. I mean, so if Twitter tells you that BlackRock is selling, if Twitter is telling you that BlackRock is selling BlackRock, is it or is it not? Anybody? Anybody? I don't know. You know what I mean? I'd like to know. I'd like to really know what's going on over there. But that's what they say on Twitter. All right. So Bitcoin strong here, real good. Look at the week. All right. Bitcoin with the week up on that nice hammer. We're in this trade right here, and there's no getting out right now on BMNR, BMNR, BMNR. 2357 now gets even higher, 2368, 2380. This has been a 3-day gapper upper. Yeah, it's been too much. Please, can I have some more? All right, that's what we're looking at. All right, where you got to got to be in the options on this one. All right, because you're gonna buy yourself some time because these things are pretty volatile, and you see what moves around. So BMNR is definitely one of the ones that's been pretty good there. Coinbase, I see, is in the news again this morning, or something's up with it. It's popping up again here. All right, so Coinbase up with the 4-hour again, coming back up. All right, so 191.55. We're going to be inside day on Coinbase. The Bitcoin I think goes higher here, guys. All right, so we want to be buying dips on this move here, and then I think you got to watch this guy too. Is Mr. Mister? All right, so Mr. I'm in this one from like 119 and change. Lower on the lower one end of 119. So I don't have a whole lot of room here to move here either right now, but there was a 2-2 gapper upper here. And this morning is not really helping me too much. 122.83, is that right? Okay, 122.88. We're taking day up here. All right, Mr. All right, Bitcoin, good. All right, Mr. Coinbase, those are good. I think those you got to definitely want to stay in. Definitely got to keep an eye on NVIDIA and watch what's going on with Iran. Watch the eye on, watch one other eye with the crude. I think this is what you want. You want to watch that Bitcoin. You want to be watching the crude. You want to watch the semis. And for me, XLY and XLP. These are my calls. Okay? So we'll see what happens there. Let's go into the futures and wrap this up. SPA says, so here's the whole bowl right here. All right, how are we going to get out of this mess? All right, I've seen this before. I've seen this pattern before. All right, and it always like just keeps going. It just keeps doing it. All right, so we'll see about that. And what's SPY doing right now? We're lower. All right, so we closed at 765.72. All right, but yesterday's highs were 767, 768.06. Okay, and yesterday's lows were 764.17. So guess where we're trading? We're trading right around yesterday's lows. All right, 764.20. We're trading a little bit slightly higher. All right, so all's quiet on the Eastern Front on the SPY for sure. QQQ's under duress because all the semis are down this morning. They got Salesforce moving as well. But QQQ's now lower here. All right. So, but 708.60. We haven't broken the day. We probably have on the overnight. 706.82 would definitely take it down. All right, but 709.21 gets us scraping on the door here, knocking on the door, trying to come into yesterday's lows. That's what you got on your Qs, and your diamonds are better. And maybe it's time for the diamonds to, maybe this time the diamonds will make the first one to go back up to the highs, and then maybe the Qs might be the last, the way it's setting up right now, because SPY's still hanging out pretty good. So definitely watch your diamonds. I think the staples and those discretionaries are good. Those golds and silvers, they're good. They're good. They're getting a little pricey, but they're still good. All right, to the upside there. All right. That's really all I got. I'm looking at on the SPX here. You know, here we are this morning. 76 to 74 is where we went out at. You just got to go over here and you get the real picture. So on the cash here on the E-minis right now, we are currently trading at 700, 76.77. All right, down 13 bucks. All's quiet on the Eastern Front. All right, look at that, lower there as well. And Nasdaq's got to be a tad lower with them Qs coming back down a little bit, but not too bad there either. Down 170 bucks here on the Nasdaq to start the day. All right, Bitcoin, Mr. Coinbase. Watch the vehicles. I think those are pretty good, but be careful. There's some tariff business in there. Check out my Gapper list on Twitter, and you can also get my morning beat in there. Everything kind of I talked about in there is kind of written in there as well. All right, way too long, way too long. All right, I definitely. If something's shaking up, I'm gonna definitely be getting into you guys and seeing what I see. Okay, all right. So everybody be good. Have a good safe day. It's 7:59 in Chicago. Be good.